Hello mindful foodies, Inga from Health Origins here. So today a completely different video for you. I'm here, I'll show you at the sea. I'm just sitting here in the dunes, beautiful sunny day, and I wanted to share with you my story about my body confidence, and just a story of my confidence, how I struggled in my earlier years back in school and in when I was a teenager, how I struggled with body confidence and just confidence issues in general, because this channel, although I'm sharing recipes, oil-free recipes and all sorts of vegan goodies that I'm making here on the channel, but the whole purpose of my channel here really is to empower you to love and get to that body where you want to be, to have that body confidence that everybody of us would love to have. I'm speaking from my own experience when I say that a lot of you are probably dealing with some sort of maybe confidence issues, or not being certain about your body, or not loving your body as much as you'd like to. Actually, it's getting pretty warm right now, which is amazing. I wanted my channel to be not just the food recipes, although it's great and that's what we eat on a daily basis, but I wanted this channel also to be food for thought and food for growing and raising your confidence in yourself and in your body. So if I go back to my earlier kind of teenage and school years, I remember that I was bullied in school. I really hated school because I wasn't one of the popular kids in school at all. I normally would just have one or two friends in school at a time, and was definitely not in the happening groups or popular groups at all. And like I say, I would be called names and kind of slightly bullied. Wasn't anything too major or too physical like some other kids actually experience in school, but it was still enough for me to feel kind of not good enough, not as valuable enough as other kids. I kind of always felt that I'm less than, for some reason. I remember I had this conversation like it was yesterday that I had with my mum, where I was saying to her, look, I'm not as good as other kids. I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do what they can do. And I remember my mum saying, look, you've got the same two hands, the same 2 feet. You can do whatever they can do. You're not worth less. You're not less than others. You are the same. And I think at the time, I didn't believe her quite, because my view of the world was so different. I was so sure that others are better because the way I saw them react, having more friends, be more outgoing, and I've kind of started having a little bit of not body issues, but I thought, well, am I pretty enough? Is my nose too big? And yes, this is not the most flattering angle to be filming from for my nose, but you know what, I'm happy with my body as it is now, and and that's all that matters. I don't care what others think, what my neighbors think, what my maybe even friends or anybody around think, even what my husband thinks. I'm actually now happy in my body and happy within myself of how I look. So I found peace, but it took me a little while to get there. I remember this is quite personal story. So I remember how when I used to have previous boyfriends, and even with my husband Mark, when we was just started dating, I remember I still had this kind of a bit of a confidence or not good enough or inadequacy feeling, because I remember when he would do like a massage or a foot rub or something nice, I would think, oh, maybe I should just break that off. It's kind of, I don't want him to do it for too long. Like I didn't feel worth it for him to do a massage for much longer, which is kind of really strange now thinking back. Now, since I've grown in confidence in my self-love, I kind of say, is that it? When he stops massaging, can you do a bit more? So that's the difference. Before, I would used to pull away when somebody was doing something nice to me, like giving me a massage or a foot rub or something. I would used to pull away thinking that, well, that's enough, like he'll get bored of it, or I'm not worthy somehow internally, I don't know. So that's kind of what the thoughts I had in my head. But yeah, but slowly with time, I think I need to credit my husband Mark for this quite a bit, because like I remember even with him, when I used to wake up in the morning, and you're not your best looking self when you wake up in the morning. You might have a little bit of like a puffy eyes, your hair is all over the place, you might have like some sleep wrinkles somewhere, and it just, you don't look your best basically in the morning. So I used to kind of like worry to see how I look like. Will he, for him not to look too closely at me, what he's gonna think, because obviously back then I used to wear makeup as well. And obviously when you go to bed, you take the makeup off, and in the morning, when he looks close, you'll see all the blemishes and anything like freckles or anything, uneven skin tone and whatever else, any pimples, if there's no makeup on. And that's kind of what I used to worry about. I used to worry about like what my boyfriends would think of me in the morning. I would try kind of like for them not to look at me too closely in the morning or whatever. I would always feel self-conscious when I was not looking my best, for example. But Mark, by just loving me through it and saying, look, you look beautiful to me, you look even better without makeup than you do with makeup. So slowly kind of him saying that and reassuring me, I started finally believing it. But for you, if you don't have somebody that actually reaffirms that for you, you can start saying this to yourself. I've got a saying written in a lipstick on my bathroom mirror, that it says, I am enough. So perhaps that could be a good step for you to remember that you are enough for yourself. If you want to write a little note, or a sticky note, put somewhere where you'll see it every day, I am enough, to start reaffirming that to yourself. Start thinking that you are enough and good enough as you are. If people make fun of you or think differently, then it means they are not your people, because your people will accept you as you are, and it will you will make it easier for them to accept you as you are if you accept yourself first, right? So you need to accept and love yourself first as you are. So yeah, so this is probably easier said than done, because it's, you know, these beliefs are so deeply seated, yeah, that you are not feeling worthy, you know, you don't think you're beautiful enough, you don't think you're pretty enough. But you know, with time and with repetition, with you thinking, you know, kind thoughts about your body. So don't think, oh, I'll look fat, oh, look at this cellulite, because I used to be quite insecure about my cellulite. Previous boyfriends and even my husband, when they mentioned it before, I would, you know, get like really defensive and really kind of upset and kind of trying to think like what creams and potions and massaging I can do to get rid of the cellulite. But it took time for me to actually accept, well, no, look, cellulite is normal, everybody has it. You know, it's just the under skin fat layer, and you know, it depends obviously how thin or thick your skin is, how well you hydrated, or you know, how much of the fat layer you have under your skin, that it gets a bit more prominent or less prominent. But you know, it's always going to be there. I mean, some, like I say, some people, if they have like a bit thicker skin, not see-through skin, they might not see it, or you know, like skinnier people, although it's strange, but you know, even skinny people, even slim people like, you know, myself, I still have a little bit of cellulite, and you can see that through, you know, my thigh skin. But that's just part of me, that's just part of who I am. In fact, I wanted to show you something. I wanted to show you this pebble, right? Can you see this? Whoop! So this pebble, you might think, what is this? It's some kind of rock. It's not perfect, it's not like smooth, it's not rounded, it's just higgledy-piggledy, all sorts of strange shapes, yeah? But that's how you are. It's more interesting for it, you know, it's more interesting to see different rivets, different shapes and different colors and different specks, and how the sea has, you know, kind of eaten any different grooves in it. It makes it more interesting, right? That it's not just a round, you know, smooth pebble. And that's how you need to think about yourself. We're all unique. We all have our own little quirks and little differences, and that's what makes us interesting and beautiful, you know, in our own way. So that's how you have to think about yourself, like this, you know, unsmooth and imperfect pebble, that you are interesting, you are beautiful in your own way, and you know, people that are right people in your life will see it and will appreciate it. And first of all, you need to appreciate it yourself. So that's kind of a few of my thoughts and analogies. So yeah, so all I would say is, if you are struggling with body weight and body confidence issues, I'll be doing more videos on the topic on my channel here, and I hope you'll take some thoughts from what I've shared with you and my own personal story. In fact, I haven't quite finished my story. So I remember when I was bullied and not confident in school, what really helped me to kind of start believing in myself and become a little bit more confident in my own self and body in particular, was that when I was 16, I entered a beauty pageant, like a modeling beauty pageant thing. And in my region, you know, there were 25 women, you know, competing in that category, I remember, and they picked only 5 to go to like the final, and I was in that 5. I couldn't believe it, because they were so beautiful, you know, there were so many beautiful, gorgeous girls there, I thought, you know, and I kind of really didn't believe I had much of a chance, but they picked me. They picked, you know, the 5, and I was one of them. So I think with that boost of physical kind of assurance that I am pretty, that I can do interesting things, you know, that I can, you know, so at the time I was, like I say, I was doing some modeling and things, so that really boosted my body confidence, like from the physical perspective, but I think it also gave me that kind of mental boost as well. No, but I am good enough, you know, I've been chosen out of all of these people. So yeah, so whatever that might be in your own life, but you know, there might not be any events that actually catapult your own thinking, but you might need to build your own self-confidence and body confidence just a step at a time, just by, again, you know, maybe writing down some statements. I am worthy, I'm beautiful, I am unique, there's nobody like me in the world, because that's an absolute truth, right? There's, you know, with all the 7+ billion of people in the world, there's nobody else exactly like you or anywhere near like you. Even twins are so different, right? In their personality and everything. So yeah, just think that you're unique, and you're uniquely beautiful and quirky and interesting, and just, you know, start saying that to yourself. Put it on like post-it notes, or a scribble on the mirror, wherever you're gonna, you know, look every day, to keep on reminding that to yourself, that you are good enough as you are. And yes, you know, we all strive for the better body and health, because I think ultimately it's not the perfect body visually per se that we should be striving for, but the health and vitality that comes with it. But it all comes together anyway, so it's kind of 2 in 1, isn't it? When you start being more mindful about what you put in your body, the foods you consume every single day, you know, both your health improve and also your physical appearance as well, and you will eventually get to that body of yours that you dream of. However, if you have heard of this phenomena where people, for example, lose lots of weight quickly, right? So say somebody goes through gastrointestinal operation, where they staple the stomach and they lose, you know, maybe say 40-50 pounds in the matter of weeks or months, they still see themselves and as that you know, fat person. They still don't see themselves as slimmer version, because they still have that same mental image in their subconscious mind of themselves, how they knew themselves before. It didn't catch up, because it was years and years and even decades perhaps that people were, you know, feeling unworthy and unbeautiful and unlovable and, you know, fat and whatever other epithets they were using to describe themselves. So they were doing that to themselves for years. And then when they lost the weight so fast, so their physical reality changed, but their mental reality didn't have a chance to catch up. So that's why it's better, it's much healthier for you as well, and, you know, much more truly lasting if you take little small steps, eating healthy plant foods, oil-free plant foods that I, you know, recommend and create on this channel, and change your little daily habits, and also start, you know, changing your mental patterns as well about yourself. Start loving yourself as you are, start giving yourself compliments, and just, adjusting your body image day at a time, slowly, and over time, your mental kind of picture will align with your physical picture as well that way. So that's my advice to you. Don't try and rush things, try and do these crazy diets, lose so much, because internally nothing would have changed for you and you will bounce straight back to where you were. But when you are mindful with your food, what you're eating, what you put in the body to nourish your cells and yourself, and also taking the time to change your mental patterns as well, how you think about yourself, your body image, tell yourself that you love yourself, how beautiful you are, how special, how unique, how different, and that you're worthy of love. Then telling that to yourself changes your mental patterns as well, and those two combined will result in different kind of look and feel of your own body. You will gain that body confidence by changing both physical and mental attitude towards yourself. So that's all I wanted to touch on today. I hope you enjoyed this different video, my personal story and little tips for yourself how you can build your own body confidence. And let me know down below if you would like to see more of these kinds of deeper videos from me on body confidence and body kind of image issues, if you like. All right. Have a lovely day, and remember, food is fuel, so be mindful of what you put in the body. Until next time.